massive fire in San Jose at a warehouse. We are live with a couple of crews. Jackie Sissel, very close to the flames here, showing you what is burning here on the left side of the building. Most is flaring up right now with huge amount of flames and smoke going through the neighborhood. And KRON 4's Will Tran at another vantage point of the scene telling us what's going on. Wow, look at the glow behind you, Will.
Well, Daria, I'm right across the street from the fire, and a couple of minutes ago we heard a transformer explode. My ears are ringing at this point. You can see this building that's facing you right now. It has just basically crumbled because it jumped to that building. It is so dangerous that the firefighters, they're calling in additional units. There are 45 firefighters here, but because this fire is far from under control, they're bringing in extra resources. I can hear sirens in the background. They say if the fire jumps to this building to the left of your screen, everybody will be pushed back. You can see the hoses on the ground here. They're ready to go when the next fire engine rolls in here. We do know there are no deaths and no injuries. This fire started around 5:30 in the morning off of McKee and 101 in an industrial area. It's full of warehouses, and warehouses tend to have metal roofs, which is why it is too dangerous for the firefighters to even think about going onto the rooftop, physically going on the rooftop and spraying water down to the buildings. And you might have heard that little explosion right there. So what they're doing is they're using multiple ladders, spraying water down to the building. Multiple buildings are on fire right now just to get the fire under control. Let's show you as far as people living in this area. To the left of your screen, we'll walk over here. There's an apartment building right across the street there, and you can see there are lights on inside. What they're doing right now is they're telling people if they're inside, stay inside. There's not a massive stay in shelter for this area, but definitely for this particular street here, those people are told to stay inside their homes. But a lot of people saw the huge flames. They just decided to evacuate themselves, even though the fire department, they were so busy. They didn't go around telling people to evacuate. They just knew that they saw people hopping in their cars, going across the street, or going in their pajamas and their blankets and hopping outside. In fact, you can see there's some people across the street right there on McKee just standing watching. They're probably residents of this neighborhood over here. So more crews are arriving. Here's the fire truck that just arrived to the scene as well.
Yeah.
Lots going on. McKee and 28th shut down, so don't even think about going in this direction. And if the fire continues to grow, and like this building here, everybody, including the police officers, will be pushed back because it's simply too dangerous. They don't know exactly where this fire started. They believe it started at the vintage roof tile. Nobody was inside at the time. They don't know exactly who called in the fire, but they arrived, and 90 minutes later, as you can see, the flames are still out of control. Thick black smoke reaching into the sky, and the firefighters, they have not stopped spraying just gallons, thousands and thousands of gallons onto the flames, having very little luck. You can see PG&E truck at the scene as well, so they will cut off the electricity just to make sure. Again, I heard a transformer go off at around 6:50. My ears are still ringing, but right now they have not pushed us back because it has not jumped to this building right in front of us.
Right.
But at around 6:50, Daria, you can see right there, right in the middle of your screen, you can see right through the building. That was not the case when I arrived to this location at around 6:40. That was closed off. I could not see the flames, but then the garage just collapsed, and that's why we can literally see through the building. The flames are huge, thick black smoke. And speaking of smoke, breathing is not an issue right now because the smoke is blowing away from us. Lots going on right now. In fact, let's see if we can walk over and talk to the public information officer to get an update right now.
Jiggle your mic and be careful of it, Will, because it is kind of.
Let's see if we can talk.
Giving up.
What's the latest? What's the update right now?
Update right now is we're at a fourth alarm on a very large, approximately 80,000 square foot commercial building. Another explosion right there. There was a firewall that separated it from one back side of the building or front side of the building that was able to penetrate through the roof, dropped and collapsed into that front vacant building. So now our goal is we're trying to stop the fire at that point to keep it from spreading to the front business right here in this front building right here in the front.
We keep hearing explosions like a deep rumble. What is that?
A lot of times that just collapses where the parts of the structure are collapsing and dropping down. When that drops down, it brings in a lot of air, so of course it causes a big explosion upward. forward. We did have some earlier explosions on the fire. We're not sure what those were, if those were products that were left in the businesses that were there, that were vacated, or the ones that were currently in business.
I was going to mention that this being an industrial area, are there chemicals that are just making this fire even worse than your typical fire?
No known chemicals. There's no hazardous material placarding on the sides of the building. It doesn't mean there aren't, propane tanks and stuff that are in there used for welding or for running, different equipment inside. Also the construction of the building, it looked like it was a tar and gravel style roof, so there's a lot of tar and gravel that's going to drop down and it's obviously going to burn.
The materials, is it making it, are they making it more difficult? This being a metal warehouse, is that making it more difficult than, say, a wooden structure?
Yeah, with a metal building, it limits our capabilities to actually be able to go onto the roof and to actually ventilate and cut holes and cut things off and to work. And they tend to collapse very easily, so that's why we've stayed on the outside of the building in a defensive operation. Also, obviously the size of the fire.
Just to give our viewers a perspective, have you seen a fire this large in quite some time? This is probably the biggest I've seen in years.
It's been quite a while. I know we had a commercial fire that was fairly large on the east side in a commercial building a few years back, but the biggest one I've seen in my career was Santana Row, obviously.
Okay, we'll swing the camera over here, and can you walk us through almost like getting bigger, angrier?
Yeah, obviously the extreme heat that's coming from that fire, with all that water hitting it, a lot of it's evaporating before it's getting to the fire. And as you can see, they're trying to, you see the hose stream on the right side, it's in a narrow pattern so that it can penetrate into the fire to try to get to the base of the fire to knock out the main heat that's coming from that fire. When the stream coming from the left, because there's a distance, it's kind of breaking up, so that tends to spread the water out, which of course gets vaporized from the heat.
And it looks like that looks like a chimney or whatever thing that's reaching up to the sky. It's about to collapse, right?
That's a good possibility that it could collapse, yeah. And it's obviously very old construction that's there. And then, of course, they're hitting it with all that water, too, on top of that. So you're adding a lot more weight to the structure that's already there. And it's burning.
How many warehouses are we talking about right now on fire?
It's all one large building. It's all connected together.
You were talking about 80,000 square feet of warehouse?
That's approximately the size we're looking at, is about 80,000 square feet, yes.
Okay, thank you so much. That's the captain and public information officer giving us an update. And as you can see, there are people still inside the apartment next door, and I can hear the collapse right now, Daria. It's a little explosion, a deep rumble, and sure enough, here you're watching it live on KRON 4, huge flames. I could feel the heat just from across the street, and sure enough, it collapsed. And the fire department, they're very aware of what's going on. They're being careful. You can see to the left of your screen how far that ladder is back from the actual building, so they can spray the water a long distance just to make sure that the firefighters are not even close enough to feel the flames or be in danger. But the more water that they seem to be spraying on it, the bigger it is, and because of all the weight of the water and just the building itself catching on fire, Daria, it just collapsed. There you see more firefighters arriving to the scene. This one from the Santa Clara Fire Department. Do not come down here on McKee. Obviously, it is completely shut down at this point. PG&E crews are also out here. They cut off power. I heard a transformer explosion maybe about 50 feet away from me, and it was loud. My ears are still ringing. Everybody jumped. That's why PG&E is here, just to make sure that the power is cut off, and it's getting brighter, hotter, bigger by the second, Daria. Back to you.